Morning. So another day of coming out here early. Thought it was good. You know, had some bad weather here with the rain, which is something we don't usually get, and you never know when you're going to have to play in it. So it was really good, especially for our skilled guys to have to deal with that, and our quarterbacks. Thought guys were good. We're able to get a lot done in a short amount of time, and now we're going back to bed.
Are you sort of erring on the side of caution in general with injured guys this week?
Yeah, the goal is you know, by the time we get to next Tuesday, you know, to be as healthy as we can, so we can have a full week of normal week of practice, you know, to prepare for this game. And so it's more important instead of push somebody back and re-injure them today or tomorrow. It's more important to see if we can get as many guys as we can for Tuesday. Hopefully everyone by Saturday.
Is it almost easier than in the past when you had a lot of players that you kind of felt like you had to develop and what have you? Now the focus seems to be all on Oregon, and there's no, you know, taking you away from the next game. Do you think does this work better this way, maybe?
No, I would love to have that problem of having a lot of really good young players to look at right now that aren't playing. That's a good thing to have. So, but this, you know, on the other side of things, it has been good because our focus completely has, you know, been on getting our guys right that are playing. So I think it's good, and I think our players feel it. You know, our front line, our ones are taking more snaps than everybody else combined, which is a good thing.
If you were playing a lesser opponent coming up, would this bye week be less about preparing for them and more about doing other stuff?
Yeah, but I wouldn't use the word lesser opponent. I would just say a different opponent because of the style, the uniqueness of the tempo that they play, and the potential of our defense being out there 100 plays. You know, that's really why, you know, we're practicing the way that we are, and it's good for us. You know, I think it's always good to, you know, be challenged, and as a head coach, you always look at ways to improve. And you know, they're doing it. You know, they're number one in the country, so they're doing it the best of anybody in the country right now. And I'm sure a big reason is, you know, the way that they practice.
What have you thought about the play of the offensive line so far this season?
Yeah, very strange, very up and down. You know, has played extremely well at times, and then you know, has not played that well. You know, and a lot of times it'll be a half game. You know, we've been a better pass protection team than run game team as far as up front, and so it's something that we're working on, and we're going back to a lot of individual stuff, their technique stuff with our guys.
Are there any of the younger guys or guys that haven't played that much that have stood out yesterday and maybe today? That, I mean, you don't have a lot of them, but are there some guys that kind of
DJ Morgan, you know, has gotten an opportunity, not because of the focus on it, but because of Allen being out today and Dylan out, and Mark very limited. So that's been really good to see him, and he showed some explosion, some quickness. You know, to think that, you know, to think that, you know, here Dylan Baxter, that we all think has all this potential in the world, and here's you know, another running back in the same class. You know, that now they'll be separated because of the red shirt. It's really exciting. You know, if you can have a player like that redshirting, you know, like him and Kyle Prater, that's pretty exciting to look at. The two guys, it's almost like they're part of the next year's class. You know, as we're going out right now, you know, it's almost like they'll be with those guys. And so it's really exciting. And, you know, was part of with Kyle's injuries and DJ's injuries, you know, of redshirting them and really getting to the spring fully healthy.
The big talk in the NFL right now is about these helmet-to-helmet hits, and you had mentioned earlier this year that you didn't know how to not coach TJ McDonald or whoever, right, how to not do that. I mean, have you changed the approach at all to doing that with these targeting penalties that are out there, the way that you coach up the defensive backs?
Yeah, it's all your defense. We talk about it. I just think that there's some plays that it's you know, almost impossible to coach out of. You know, they happen so quick. You know, it's put it in replay and you slow motion it on TV, you know, and the announcers do it. Well, yeah, that's easy to do, you know. But when it's a half of a second, you know, obviously, you know, there's some that are completely different. You know, I don't think Sharice's or TJ's this year were like that. There's some where you can see guys have 3 steps before the guy, and they're making an obvious attempt to go up high. I don't either of those. I don't know, TJ's or Sharice's. I don't know how you would have coached them out of that.
One of the stats you see on Oregon, has nobody scored on them in the fourth quarter? Do they just wear people out? I mean, is that just teams give up, or what happens?
Well, my guess would be just talking to people that have seen them practice. They do such a great job. They're in such great shape. And there's so many plays running by their offense. It's such a, remember, this team is last in the Pac-10 in time of possession, for the #1 team in the country. It's not just that they score so fast, there's so little time between plays that their defense goes back out there, and their defense must be in such good shape that it actually hurts the other team's offense to have to go back out that quick. And so by the time they get in the fourth quarter, they must be really tired. And even the third quarter scoring is unbelievable. But they shut out in the fourth quarter as well. I think they've only given up 13 combined in the whole second half in 6 games.
Do you have an injury list today?
I do. I'm sorry. They're so into running John Harris. Wes Horton limited, Nick Perry limited, Malcolm Smith did not practice, Abe obviously didn't practice, John Martinez did not practice, Tyron Smith did not, Dylan Baxter did not, CJ Gable did not, Mark Tyler was limited, Alan Bradford did not practice, and Marquise Simmons was very limited.